Man, I want to talk about something today. I just don't know what. Oh yeah, Mario Kart. I've been playing that recently. Let's talk about that. So, Mario Kart. Yeah, I think everybody knows this game series, so I'm not going to try and introduce it, but I am going to talk about it. Mario Kart is that kind of game that you can get on with like your grandma and she'll have fun with it. But it's also the kind of game that you can take relentlessly competitively with friends and rage at each other when you fucking pass each other. There is no worse feeling than getting hit with a blue shell when you're so far in first place, only to be knocked down to sixth place. Actually, that only really happens in Mario Kart Wii. I cannot speak for Mario Kart 8 that much, but hey, you know what? It's fine. Mario Kart, to me, has always been that one game series that I always go back to. Regardless of if it's a new entry or if it's an older entry, I love Mario Kart. You love Mario Kart. Everybody loves Mario Kart. There's no denying that. I've played Mario Kart for a long time. It's kind of been a big part of my life. Mario Kart Wii was actually my entry into the gaming space, so I have that to thank for why I'm so into video games. However, and this is just for me, there are some games that are worse than others, and while I do believe there's no such thing as a bad Mario Kart game, that's already a lie, and I'm going to prove it to you soon. I do think that there are Mario Kart games that did the formula better than others. So today I'm going to be talking about my list of Mario Kart games and where they fall on a tier list. Yes, I made a Mario Kart tier list. Yes, I'll show you the official tier list at the end of the video. No, I don't want you to take it seriously. At the end of the day, it is just my opinion, and I'm really not basing this off of a critical standpoint, but more off of a what level of enjoyment they get out of these games type of standpoint. Because I feel like that's more important than just, oh, this one did this better than the other. I just really want to talk about my personal experiences with all these games. And I really do just kind of want to talk about why I like specific games and why I don't like specific games. So let's get right into it. This is my Mario Kart ranking video. I had to straighten my throat. I'm sorry. I'm still sick. Anyways, worst game in the series, Super Mario Kart. I'm not gonna lie to you, Super Mario Kart, man, it's not very good. Uh, I played Super Mario Kart when I got an SNES Classic, and maybe if I was like a '90s kid who had an SNES at the time and all they could play was F Zero, and I saw Mario Kart, I probably would have liked it. But let's be real here. This thing has aged like moldy cheese, and when you touch it, you get cheese touch, and the entire school will hate you for the rest of your life, kind of. Anyways, this game just like I get it. It started off the series, so you have to respect it, and I do respect it. I respect all the games on this list actually, and it's not like a game that I outwardly hate either. If I hated it, then I would say this is the worst game I've ever played. But I don't hate it. I don't hate any of these games. I really just think it's the worst on the list. I think it suffers from being the first in the series, so therefore it's just not going to be the best. It's obvious. I heavily respect it for starting off the franchise and like kind of making this game series like a home household name and all that, but overall, this was definitely the worst in the series. The drifting feels weird. There's no power sliding. You can't really start early if you hold down the accelerate button at like a specific point. And overall, the items just don't feel very good. I feel like the item balance is weird. The AI really rubber band in this game, in specific. I don't know why, but yeah, overall, this game just was not my forte, and I do think it's the worst. But again, it's the best in the regard that it started off the franchise. So huge respects to that Super Mario Kart. That's where it falls on the list. It falls in the bad category. Now we're moving up to the meh, not my thing category, and there's really only one here, and that's Super Circuit. I've barely played any of Super Circuit, but from what I can gather, it's pretty much just Super Mario Kart, but it controls a little better, and it's just a little better overall. It feels like Super Mario Kart, and that's about it. Super Circuit, uh, you know, it could have been better. I think the item balance is fine. I don't really think there's anything that really makes this one stand out. I kind of forgot it existed until I made the tier list, and then I was like, shit, maybe I gotta play this for a minute, and I went ahead and I did that, and I just kind of fell off of it within like 20 minutes. So it's just not my thing. I don't really think it's a bad game, but I don't really think it's a very memorable game. And overall, I don't think a lot of people are really going to discuss this one. Maybe if you had a GPA and you were like on long car trips, this one would have been like a great game. But overall, I do think it just falls into this kind of like category where I wouldn't go out of my way to play it, but it's not a bad game. Next up, we have the good but not as good series. Now, I'm already starting off controversial here. Mario Kart DS. Now, while these are in no specific order, I want to make that clear. They all just kind of hold the same opinion, and there's no specific order with these tiers. I never had much of an attachment to Mario Kart DS. You know, it controlled fine. The items were great. I think that it was definitely more of a single-player experience. I think that's what they were trying for with this game, which makes sense. You know, it's on a handheld, obviously. If you're going for a single-player experience, it's going to be better for a handheld. But to me, Mario Kart is best experienced with friends and family and just kind of all playing together. That's the difference between this game and a good Mario Kart game, and I just don't enjoy this one all that much. I understand why someone would rank it highly, and I completely understand why. The mission mode. Like, the mission mode definitely made this game better. I'm not going to deny that. The mission mode's great. But as someone who likes Mario Kart with friends, and as someone who will always enjoy Mario Kart with friends, as opposed to, like, literally any other way, I personally just think this was one of the weaker Mario Karts because you couldn't experience it with friends. Unless they also had a DS and they also had Mario Kart DS. Now, I do want to say there is the download play feature, but that just makes them a shy guy. You can't pick your character. It's the same thing with Mario Kart 7, which I will get to. But I don't know. I didn't really enjoy this one as much as a kid. I didn't really enjoy it going back as an adult. No hate towards the game, obviously. No hate towards anyone that ranks this one highly. But I think it's just from a general experience standpoint, I didn't enjoy this one nearly as much. And it could just be because I was born at a specific time in my life. But, you know, I don't really think that has anything to do with it. I had a 3DS growing up. I had Mario Kart DS and Mario Kart 7. Preferred one over the other. Just my opinion. The mission mode definitely makes this game better, but overall, it is just not something I would really revisit all that much. Mario Kart 64 comes after this one, and oh boy, Mario Kart 64. This was the game that, in my opinion, made Mario Kart good. Now, I don't hate Mario Kart 64. Again, it's not something I would go out of my way to play, but I think that it's definitely better than Super Mario Kart in almost every regard. First of all, the power slide actually appeared in this game. It's a little wonky, and I don't feel like it's at a point where it's like good yet, but it did first appear here, and I want to say this is great. You could also kind of get like a power start. I forgot what it's called. I'm sorry, I'm just going to call it the power start, where you hold down the accelerate button at a specific point in time, and you get kind of like a boost right at the start of the race to potentially get first place. This became the strat. This game was great in multiplayer, especially if you had like a bunch of people huddled up on a couch and you were just playing like battle mode or, you know, just the normal races. I feel like battle mode in this game is actually really good. I'm not going to lie to you. But overall, this one is just not one I want to revisit because the controller is still kind of clunky, and I don't think the game looks that good. I know it was on the N64, but I think Diddy Kong Racing was on the N64, and it looked really good. Like, it looked pretty good for N64 standards. So overall, I just don't really think this game holds up as well, but it's still a great game nonetheless. If I go and play it, I'm not gonna have a bad time at all. I'm gonna have a good time because it's Mario Kart 64, man. I know the N64 kind of struggled from specific things, cartridge based, but you know what? Overall, this was a pretty good game. I think this was a pretty good game. Okay, now we're getting into the good tier. Mario Kart 7. Love this game. I poured way too many hours into this game. I think Mario Kart 7 is a great game. I think people really look down on it because it didn't really do anything specific, but it really did. First of all, they added in customizable carts. Amazing. I love this feature. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you pick your cart, you pick your character, and you go, and that's like the best thing ever. No, I really like the idea of customizing your cart. It makes for the fact that there's like a bunch of different customizations. It just makes it really good. And I know that there's some that are better than others, but you can make your own cart, dude. Like that's fucking cool. I really think that's fucking cool. All right. I don't really see Mario Kart never having this in the future because it's just such a great feature. That and they added gliding. And I think that gliding is a great feature and it should be in every Mario Kart game in the future. They also added in underwater racing, which is kind of random, but it's kind of cool. Makes for some good track design. And overall, I just think that this game is underrated. I think a lot of people kind of just look past it because, oh, it's Mario Kart 7, you know, it's not the best thing ever. And yeah, it's no Mario Kart 8, it's no Mario Kart Wii. I get that it had basically the same title music as Mario Kart Wii, almost. But, you know what? I like this game. I poured a lot of hours into it. I poured way more, especially because it had like an online mode, which kind of sets it apart from others. But overall, this game was just great. I think a lot of people look down on it. You should definitely give it more of a chance, for sure. Up next, Mario Kart Double Dash. I didn't get to experience this game until this year, and it's great. Uh, Double Dash is the most unique Mario Kart out of the bunch. There's no denying that. I love Double Dash. However, it is not something I plan on using. I think the game is more single player oriented. I know that's going to sound weird, but I've never imagined it being all that good in multiplayer. I don't know. I played it with a friend, and it was just okay in multiplayer. That might just be me, but I don't know. I feel like this game is pretty good. The mechanics are good. Battle mode was a little wonky. The maps weren't all that great, but I don't really play battle mode that much. I mostly play the races. The item balance is all over the place in this one, and man, I tell you. But these ones are still pretty good. I just think this is a good game. I don't really have any vendetta against it. Obviously, if I did, I would say so. I'm surprised I don't, because Mario Kart Wii, man, or not Mario Kart Wii, Mario Sunshine is also on the GameCube, and I got a vendetta against that game. But yeah, this game's pretty good. That's it. Up next, I have to put Base Mario Kart 8. I'm going to talk about this more later, but Base Mario Kart 8 is a great game. The thing that brings it down is the battle mode, because the battle mode is, it's dog shit. But overall, I think the mechanics in the game are good. Controls like butter. I'll get more into this later, because I want to talk about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and we're not there yet. Now, surprisingly, and I put this very high for a personal reason, Mario Kart Tour. Look, a lot of you are sleeping on Mario Kart Tour. I get it. It had a gacha system. I get it. It's like an online service Mario Kart game. The controls are a little funky, and there's a lot of microtransactions in the game. I get it, but I want to make it blatantly clear. I have not spent a single dime on this game, and I continue to come back to it. Alright? I have some fun with Mario Kart Tour. It's a fun little distraction. It's the only mobile game I've ever played, other than My Singing Monsters, that I've actually enjoyed. I just really like Mario Kart Tour, man. I think it's a good Mario Kart game. Do I think it's the best? Absolutely not. I think there's definitely better. Obviously, Double Dash, 7, they're all better than that. I just don't really see why people hate this game all that much. They constantly update the game. There's constantly new tours. There's constantly, like, just new things in general. It's just a fun distraction of a Mario Kart game, and I think that it's a great game. I think people should definitely look into this one a little bit more. And yeah, I think Mario Kart Tour is great. Now we're on to the God tier. These are unbeatable. If there's a Mario Kart game in the future that beats these, I'll be genuinely surprised. Mario Kart Wii. This is my first game ever. Obviously, it was going to go in the unbeatable tier. Mario Kart Wii is really, really fighting to be my favorite Mario Kart game, but it's not. It's not. The gameplay in this one is superb. I absolutely love all the bikes and stuff. The item balance. Oh! This is the most I've ever raged in a Mario Kart game, and it was my first game ever. I don't know how I survived Mario Kart Wii as a little boy, but I did. And I don't know. I just love this game. This game is great. I don't really think that it's a bad Mario Kart game. I think it's an amazing Mario Kart. The amount of new tracks are phenomenal. There's no way in hell any Mario Kart game that adds new tracks is going to beat this. And I think the retro tracks are pretty good too. They're a little on the lower end of the spectrum, though. I feel like they were kind of translated a little poorly. But overall, this is a great game. If you haven't played this game, I'm surprised, because Mario Kart Wii is the definitive Mario Kart. There's no denying it. Well, it's not the definitive Mario Kart, but it is one of the best Mario Karts out there. And it's still being played to this day. People still have their own servers up, and they still play online to this day because Nintendo shut them down. And it's fucking crazy that that's the case. So yeah, I honestly think that Mario Kart Wii is one of the best Mario Karts, if not the best Mario Kart. But I don't think it's my favorite Mario Kart, for pretty obvious reasons, because the next game is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Wow. This is an unbeatable Mario Kart. I'm here to tell you right now that if you were to beat Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you would have to try insanely hard. Mario Kart 9 is going to have some serious competition with this one. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the best Mario Kart game for very obvious reasons. First of all, you have the base tracks, which includes all the DLC, it includes all the new characters. The only thing you have to unlock are the kart parts, which is fine because you're going to be wanting to play this game over and over anyways. Not only that, but the battle mode is fixed. The battle mode is actually pretty decent here. I thought that it was my personal favorite battle mode. I never really played battle mode all that much, but this one in Mario Kart 64 has some pretty good battle modes. I didn't really delve into the DS one. I've heard that one's really good too. I would probably put it up to the good category. But, you know what? Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, man. It's great. Controls are great. They balanced some of the characters out, although everyone just picks Waluigi now. But the best thing is the fact that we have the Booster Course Pass. Holy shit. 92 courses in a Mario Kart game. That is fucking crazy. Even when all the courses are out, this is going to keep us held over for years, man. Years. Let's say you've never owned Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, right? And you just buy it for the first time, and then you also buy the DLC alongside that. That is going to be fucking crazy. You are going to be the happiest motherfucker on the planet. Now, of course, due to Nintendo's egregiously aggressive prices, it's going to cost you like $100 just to get the full Mario Kart experience, which is stupid. But hey, you know what? This is the best Mario Kart game I've ever played. You have to go and play this game. It's too much fun with friends. It's still being played to this day. It's the best-selling Switch game, so there's no way you can't disagree with this. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the definitive Mario Kart experience. Now, while I would also say go and play Wii, because that is a classic game, you must play this one if you're looking to get into Mario Kart. It is the best Mario Kart game, without a fucking doubt. I've had the best experiences with this. Wow, it's an amazing game. Anyways, that's gonna be it. Here's my tier list on screen right now. I don't want you to think that I hate any of these games. I love them all. I played them all. I actually excluded the arcade titles because I've never really played those. Like, I saw one at a arcade once, and I was like, yeah, I'll give it a try, but I never really delved into it. I really like Mario Kart. In case you couldn't already tell, it's definitely one of my most favorite things ever. Again, brought me into the gaming space. Could not love it any less than that. So yeah, this is my Mario Kart video. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I'm gonna go and potentially make more Nintendo related videos because I'm really enjoying doing these right now. Yeah, let me know what you thought about this video. Let me know what you thought about my list. Again, you're allowed to disagree. Just keep it chill. Keep it chill. I don't want any arguments down there. Again, love Mario Kart. Love every Mario Kart game. I don't have much to say about the arcade games. Yeah, that's it. Have a good day. Have a good night. Remember to subscribe if you're new because I'm really trying to push my subscriber count up to 200 and maybe even further. I'm really trying to hammer down YouTube right now. I'm really trying to make content for you guys that's actually good. And yeah, that's it. Have a good night. Bye.